phenomenal word power method. Alright, so this is the first year of implementation when I taught second grade, but it'll go through each component: phonological awareness, phonics, and vocabulary. And when I did phonological awareness, we used TPRI, and I did word reading. And this was the year of COVID, so it messed up a lot of stuff, but this still was able to work because I did still do it virtually. I met with my class like every day, so I still was able to do word power. So as you can see here, they started off around 71% of them being able to code the TPRI words that they gave them, given words, and then by the end, they were around 91%, so they grew 20%. And this is a class, it isn't just one student, so overall as a class, they ended up being proficient according to their coding. And as you can see here, they made a pretty big jump in between the beginning of the year and the second 9 weeks. And this is important too because I didn't start doing it until the second 9 weeks. So it was incredibly impactful. And then I naturally went up a little slower. And one of the things too, on TPRI, they capped the kids if if they test out the first time. So if they got 90%, you don't test them again. So even that might have skewed, it actually might be a little higher. All right, funny. So this is the spelling piece. I was very proud of this growth. They started out the year at 37% spelling the TPRI words. At the end of the year, end of third, they were at 68%. Now, this was COVID, so obviously I couldn't do spelling as much online. So honestly, it might have went up higher. So I've been intrigued to see how much they would have went up if it wasn't for coronavirus, as Cardi B says. Sorry, my voice is still recovering. So I couldn't do the same inflection as Cardi B. This is according to MAP. Now, this is even important too because this is at the beginning of the year 2019, and I was able to get the data for the beginning of the year 2020 because, of course, COVID, we couldn't do it at the end of the year. So you would think naturally kids would lose coming into the new year, but in a sense, they still gain the same amount. So it shows the method kind of stuck. So they end up making a jump here. I'm trying to see which one of mine. From here, it started at, I think, 174, and at the next beginning of the next year, they were at 194. So they grew 20 points, or actually it's more than that. I looked at it wrong. It was 198. So they started off at 174 at the beginning of second grade. At the beginning of third, they were at 198. So they grew 2.4 years according to MAP. And in their reading, they grew 2 years. So it correlated into their reading as well. So I'm very proud of that. And what I've seen in my interventions this year, because my school district finally got MAP or got it back, whatever. I don't know if they had it at one point, but I was able to measure my interventions in my third and fourth grade group. Both of I want to say third grade, it was like 1 or 1.2 years growth or 12-point growth from beginning of intervention to the middle, like the year. And then my fourth grade, I think they're around 10 points. So they both grew a year. So if you was to say times that by 2 since the middle of the year, you're talking about they already are showing that 2 years growth. So it's showing that same pattern that it did with my second grade students.